you can play in any chapter that you want. So you get to meet people from anywhere.
Guys, how are we doing tonight?
Doing well, Matt.
Very well.
We're joined tonight. Special guest, Mr. Rich Chislowski. So all the way from Phoenix and/or Chicago. So Phoenix tonight. Yeah, obviously it looks way too beautiful for Chicago November in your background tonight, there, Rich.
I wish it were real.
I know, right? Tell me about it. From Central Illinois, speaking for the rest of APT, we are ready to be down in Phoenix. So it's beautiful there this time of year, one of the golf meccas of the country. And, believe it or not, one of the fastest growing chapters in the APT, headed up by Mr. Ches. Got exciting things coming up for you in 2024, right?
Yeah, schedule's just about done. We have most of it out right now. Our Camelback Cup Series is just about ready to go as well. We added an event to it for this year. So, yeah, lots of exciting stuff happening this week.
Yeah, definitely. And you just announced, obviously, a big one, local final at Weekapaw, which is a good get. Everybody's heard about that place. Fun golf course. Season kicks off, what, next week, 2 weeks?
Next week, the 19th, next Sunday.
Next Sunday. And you guys are at Longbow, right?
We are at Longbow to open it up.
So, as Chris would call it, that's part of the Bachelor Party series on the Phoenix chapter. We'll be announcing we're actually playing all three of the Bachelor Party series on the Phoenix tour this year. So but Longbow, great golf course, hosts the LPGA Symetra Tour, which is the equivalent of the Corn Ferry Tour. Great golf course, really cool patio. I've been out there a couple times. Fan favorite out of Mesa. So you guys got some good stuff. I understand that's a sellout, right?
That one is sold out with a waiting list. Yep.
That's awesome. Good stuff there. Phil, speaking of sellouts, you've had a sellout not too long ago up in Charlotte, right? You were at was it River Run?
Yeah, we were at River Run just this past week. Had over 95 players there. Again, course was in phenomenal shape. One of the better private courses in this area, North Charlotte. We're following it quickly up with another one North Charlotte here at Northstone Country Club on the 20th. Just look tonight. We've got over a week to go, and we're already over at 70 registered players for that one. So we'll be in the 95 to 100 range again for that one. Again, don't want to overpack the course, just because of pace of play and stuff like that. But we're going to get most of our members, accommodated on another private course to start the year off. So we're gonna start off with a bang.
Yeah, definitely. No, really good. Last week we were Dancing Rabbit for a national major, a sold out event there. We've got another sold out event, Myrtle Beach Holiday Classic, 120 players with a long waiting list at the moment. So if you're thinking about playing, you need to get on the waiting list like tonight because there's a lot of people on it. But looking forward to some fun events in the new year. Obviously kicking off, we've got the Disney season kickoff in mid-January, followed by a new Friday 4-ball series event. We'll be talking about that. And then Mystic Dunes Classic, 5 straight days of tournament golf in sunny Orlando, Florida in January. We've still got a few spots left for that. Going to be a great trip. Some great hotel accommodations available. Certainly not a requirement, but, Rich, I know you're a fan of HGV. We've got one of their properties at Mystic Dunes, which obviously has a golf course on site, some great accommodations. Condo style, you got single bedroom, multiple bedroom options. They've got kitchens, living rooms, nice patios. It's just a great accommodation to start the year. So it's going to be fun, but it'll be good. So Rich, you want to start, go right into majors, or you want to wait for a minute? What are you thinking?
I don't see any reason to wait. Let's announce the major.
Yeah, absolutely. So new major on the schedule. Registration is now officially open. The Cinco de Mayo Classic, as we've called it, at Bachelor Party Scramble Golf Course, Weston Kierland Golf Club. Beautiful golf property. You've got it sitting behind you. If anyone wants to see some great views, just shift. Yeah, there you go. Let people see. That is the 9th hole. Beautiful par 5. Beautiful Weston Hotel in the background. But Kierland Golf Club is one of the top-rated golf courses in the Phoenix, Scottsdale area. It's kind of in I don't want to say downtown Scottsdale, but it's in the city of Scottsdale. Beautiful golf course, Troon managed property, always in phenomenal shape, and kind of a unique. I call it unique desert golf. Don't you think?
Yeah, I mean it's meticulously manicured every time I've ever been there. We played it for the Camelback Series last year. Obviously, we played it for the Bachelor Party. It's always in fantastic shape. Things kind of run, the slope down towards the middle. It's a fun course to play. You can score well at it. It's just a really good property, and they do a great job there taking care of their guests. So yeah, I think it's a pretty good spot.
Yeah, we certainly had a great time. I know you hosted us when we were out there last May, really about the same time, honestly. That the major is going to be. The weather was perfect. There's a ton of really great things to do in Scottsdale that time of year. It's a great time to be in Arizona. I figured wanted to have you on, obviously, as the Arizona State kid, proud alum, and former resident of Old Town Scottsdale. I mean, you're certainly in the know. I don't think I've been anywhere in Old Town that hasn't been a recommendation of yours. So why don't you tell us a couple of the places that everybody needs to go when they get into Scottsdale?
I think there'll be a little bit of everything for everybody. I mean, people that travel with a spouse or kids, even, there's a ton of stuff to do. Like you said, Old Town Scottsdale, but then, we'll be out of spring training at that time, but there's all kinds of things around the spring training parks that are there. Golf, golf courses, if you're coming for more than a few days, there's plenty of golf courses to play. The Kierland area is just fantastic restaurants, shopping, all kinds of good stuff. There's a great sports bar right across the street from Kierland. Kierland itself has great facilities, within the hotel. There's restaurants there. You really can't go wrong. Depending on what people are looking to do, if they want to, go out the night after the event or the night prior to the event, that type of thing. There's just multiple neighborhoods that you can go to that they're just a great spot. Old Town Scottsdale has several different parts to it. Depending on where you stay, I think you're going to be able to find something to do no matter who you are.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's a couple specifics that you shared with me and we've experienced together that I would feel guilty if we didn't tell everybody about. So you didn't give specifics, but I'm going to call you out on specifics, because there's certain things you need to experience when you're in Scottsdale. And
I know our friends at the Old Town Tortilla Factory are about to get a shout out because someone on this call loves their margaritas.
Dude, they do have the best margaritas. Old Town Tortilla Factory, all of our chapter owners, we had our chapter owner retreat. We had a catered dinner there, and everybody had a fantastic time when we were on our chapter owner retreat. What was that, 15 months ago now? So it's been a little while. Old Town Tortilla Factory, one of the coolest, for me, it's not just the margaritas, the food's really good, but the ambiance and the atmosphere is really cool because it's kind of in a back of a neighborhood, outdoor space. Just a really unique restaurant. If you're from anywhere besides Arizona, you probably don't get to sit in a restaurant setting like that very often, where most of the restaurant is the back patio. So really cool spot, a great spot to hang out. And by the way, it is Cinco de Mayo. So margaritas are kind of a thing for that. So I wasn't going to start there. I want to get back to, I was going to start with breakfast and work our way on. But now that we got margaritas out of there, because after you have the night of margaritas, you need to stop at this place. Let's talk about the breakfast and coffee spot.
JoJo Coffee House.
That's the one.
I originally went there because my daughter Jordan, we called JoJo, and so I thought, I'll check it out. Well, they have some of the best coffee I've had anywhere, and I've been all over the world. So JoJo Coffee House is a must. Now that one's tight. That one's packed, busy all the time. But it's a good spot to go. That's a little closer to ASU's campus. It's kind of the south end of Scottsdale Road, right before you get to Tempe. But also a great location.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It is interesting too. It's a cool vibe. Like I remember we had breakfast there when we were there last May, and they brought in a DJ at like 10 o'clock in the morning. And so it's kind of a cool spot. Really good food, great coffee. I've never seen anyone negotiate to get coffee beans better than you did that day. The coffee beans of the Ches household is from JoJo Coffee House in Scottsdale. They don't sell them, but they will sell them to Rich. So
there's
if
a
you like
story
it,
there. Yeah, I think because I don't live there full time, they make an exception for me, and I use that as a way to show my son on one of our trips how to negotiate a deal. So ever since then, when I go back, I get a 5-pound bag of beans to bring home with me.
it was entertaining, certainly. After that, the places I think that are must stops that you've taken me to, and you've always been such a good host when we've been in Phoenix hanging out. Best tacos in the world, street tacos. You got to talk about that.
Yeah, down on Stetson Drive, there's just a fantastic. You want to talk about a great vibe? Fantastic area of bars and restaurants around Stetson Drive, and I personally am a fan of Fox Cigar Bar. I go there every time I'm in Old Town. But the place you're talking about is right around the corner from there. It's Mr. Mesquite Street Tacos, and these guys just basically started by renting a garage space and cooking tacos out of the garage space, and now he's got locations all over the valley. So it's a pretty cool entrepreneur story on top of great food.
Yeah, I'm telling you, when you go there and just get 3 street tacos and walk around Old Town Scottsdale, it's a really cool way to experience the vibe. I know one of the things we've been talking internally we're going to do this year around the majors is we're going to start to talk about the little known places that we experience when we travel. We're always there a day early or a day late. With travel, always finding different places. And one of the things that's cool about traveling to these national majors is some of the things that are outside of golf, right? There's great golf at Kierland. There's going to be great lodging options all across Phoenix. There's great food, but there's so many little things that you can experience and go to different places when you travel. We're going to start talking about some of our favorites, and certainly Chris is in our private chat right now talking about some of the places when we've been out. He's like, we got to go here. We got to go here. A lot of great spots, a lot of great food all across Scottsdale, but really great golf at Kierland. Talk about a great golf resort. Ping is there 365 days a year doing fittings on the range. Just a award-winning golf course. It's really, really fun to play. It's a playable golf course. You get a lot of golf courses in the desert that, you miss a fairway and you're looking for your ball like under a cactus and trying to avoid a rattlesnake, right? Because they're out in the desert. This, you're more in, one, like you said, the rough kind of slopes back to the fairway, which helps situations. And honestly, the desert's very playable on Kierland's golf course. So it gives you a really cool experience to be able to to see golf a different way. It's going to be a fun major. It's going to be a really good time. Registration is open now. There's no room requirement. You don't have to stay at the Westin or anything like that. We will be posting some special hotel rates. We're working with a couple of partners there to get some discounted rooming. But it'll be a great time to be in Phoenix. I've not been during Cinco de Mayo, but I imagine it'll be a really good time. Right, Rich?
Yep, and this hole here, I was playing with Phil, and Phil, maybe you can tell. I don't want to toot my own horn, but if you hit the ball just right here, you can eagle.
Yeah. I think the big thing, you got to keep it out of the wind, just in case there's some wind. So it's if you hit the ball about 10 feet off the ground, about 100 yards short of the green, and let it use the contours, it'll roll up to about 2 or 3 feet, and you got an easy tap in birdie or eagle putt.
Yeah. That's how it worked. Yeah, that was not a mishit. That was all planned. I planned to hit it just like that.
So yeah, we're gonna do an instructional video on how to hit the super stinger with Coach Ches. I think that'll be.
But that was not the best shot of the day.
No, it was definitely not the best shot of the day. I should have got on tonight. I've turned over a new leaf, and I've decided that in 2024 I'm not gonna anymore. But technically it's still 2023, so I could have. It was like my New Year's resolution. But Chris definitely hit the shot heard around the APT. It was pretty epic. I really enjoyed the video that followed about lining up your putt and slow play. So I wish I had the video to show everybody. We might have to repost it in the promo. What do you think, Rich?
That's up to Chris.
So Poor Chris. I wonder if he's gonna post it himself. So we'll see. I doubt it, but it's all good.
Can that be a commercial break at some point?
I know, right? Get that loaded. So I wonder if Eminem would sue us for using his music. So we've always talked about putting a plaque out there, Rich. So 180 yards on the 18th hole, going to the par 5 and 2, and let's just say the divot might have went farther than the golf ball. So it's all good though. Yeah, we got a lot of fun stuff to talk about tonight. We've got Matt Begley here, the handicap star. Danny Daniels in the chat, giving you a little bit of grief, Phil. So you got to pull your mic down a little bit. So taking too many pizza orders, as we learned last week on the live. But before that, Chris, we got a quick break, quick message from our friends at 2 Under, and then we'll be back.
Two Under. Quality fabrics, no roll waistband, Joey pouch, elevate and separate, no chafing. What more could you ask for?
Good old 2 Under, man. It's the best. That's all I can say about it. So wear it every day. No chafing, no roll waistband. Just saying. Elevate and separate. We've got all of those down by now. So Jack says he's getting this new video soon. So
good. It'll
be good. But a lot more to cover tonight. Some other majors to talk about. Want to spend a little bit of time talking about Dancing Rabbit. Have you ever been down there, Rich, in your travels?
I have not. I've been down there. I have not played Dancing Rabbit though.
Gotcha. So I didn't know what to expect. Obviously I heard it was good, which is why we booked it. It came highly recommended from some people that we trusted. So we booked it. Really cool little casino town, the Choctaw Indian Reservation, just outside Philadelphia, Mississippi. And man, I've got to be honest, I was impressed all around. They say it's the Augusta you can play, and you hear that and you're just kind of like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? Because there's Augusta, and then there's, every other golf course in America is like down here, right? But then I got to the back nine. We played a practice round at the Azaleas course on Friday and started to see how they framed the holes, the big white sand bunkers. It very much had the Augusta architecture, right? With just kind of the big, bold, but simple designs. Really, really tough greens. The greens were fast and very difficult. Just a great golf course. I can't say enough good things about the golf course. We've heard nothing but good things from players that played. We had a sold-out field there. 2 phenomenal golf courses. Dancing Rabbit is a great way to kick off the fall season in November. What a great facility. And, we had a really good hotel deal, great hotel rates at the casino. The casino was nice. The hotel rooms were fantastic. Really good experience. So all the way around, I would give them a 10 out of 10 for everything for the tournament. It was really good. And a lot of fun. Really, really good golf course. I know there's some people that already put in the comments tonight how much they like Dancing Rabbit. We will be going back. Don't worry. It's already rebooked. So,
and the local chapter that brought us all that fun was
Birmingham is the closest now. Although we are working on expanding a little bit. So we're just waiting on some technical difficulties to get resolved. So we'll be moving more towards Dancing Rabbit. I like where you're going there. So, but Chris has let me know that he is working on that in the background. So announcement coming soon. But before we do that, Dancing Rabbit, great golf course venue. Myrtle Beach, True Blue, and Caledonia, 2 top 100 golf courses coming up December. That event's sold out. Another event I want to talk about is out your way, Rich, on the West Coast in February 17th and 18th. That's at Rams Hill Golf Club in Borrego Springs. Talk about a fantastic golf facility. I'm guessing you haven't been out in Borrego. You've done some Palm Springs, right?
Yeah.
So Palm Springs Golf, Borrego Springs. So Borrego Springs is on the backside of the mountain that Palm Springs is on. Rams Hill Golf Club, really close to breaking the top 100 list for golf courses. It's a Tom Fazio designed golf course. Just kind of a beautiful oasis in the desert. The one thing I want to let everybody know is the tournament includes lodging. So that's different than how we normally do things. So don't let the price tag scare you. It does include your hotel for 2 nights. You do want to stay on property unless you're local. Brago Springs is kind of out in a resort. So they've got a really nice resort just right there on property. All the resort amenities you would want for a golf trip. And just great food, great golf, just absolutely perfect settings, great weather in February in Palm Springs. A limited field of 80 players is going to be a great time. What did I miss, Phil?
No, I don't think you missed anything there. I mean, it's going to be a great field. I think I got the okay tonight that from my wife that she wants to go to California. So I'm going to be starting to look at booking the trip right now. So I'm looking forward to it too. I've only been to Palm Springs once for that event that we had a couple years ago out there with the Southern California boys. So I'm looking forward to getting back there.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so you got options when you fly in. You can always fly into LA and drive. That's going to be the longest option. The San Diego, I think, is the second longest option. Probably the option we're going to take. It's easier drive from San Diego up, or you can fly into Palm Springs, drive around Indio, which is near where PGA West is. Go to the Salton Sea, drive around the mountain that way. I will tell you, just be careful driving on the road. Make sure you pay attention when they say 55. They mean 55. There are some arroyos in the road. I may know from experience. May have almost killed our Nashville chapter owner on the last trip. So please be careful on those roads. And, if Matt Fegley were on, which we can certainly bring him on, the best gas station taco stand I've ever been to in my entire life. So you want to stop on the way there. But great golf, Rams Hill. Some of my favorite holes, one of my favorite short par fours in the world is at Rams Hill, the 17th hole. One of the best risk reward tee shots and a very picturesque 18th hole to finish. It's one of the best finishing holes anywhere you're gonna play. But a great trip. It is President's Day weekend. Is that right? February is President's Day weekend. And so Monday is a national holiday, so it's easy to come out for the weekends. If you come in and check in, they are going to offer a special practice round rate on Friday. And then Monday is a federal holiday, so a lot of people have it off work. So it's an easy day to travel back without blowing a day off work. So, Fegley, what we missed about Rams Hill?
I think you covered it. I mean, other than the fact that it is a great golf course, and I was away for a moment wrapping up my wonderful round of golf. So, but did you discuss the room rates and the deal we have there? Because that's the key for this event.
You go for it, buddy.
Being able to stay there on property. Essentially, if I have the math correct, is it what's our number? Is it $150 extra? Is that what it is?
So $790, yeah, essentially $150 extra. You get double occupancy for 2 nights, so essentially $75 a night.
I mean, that's a great deal. That's the selling. I mean, obviously we're all golf folks here, right? The golf is absolutely fantastic, but just being able to stay on property, wake up, go down to the driving range, get warmed up, putting green, do all that fun stuff, and have everything right there on property is a great asset with that venue and that course. So, in fact,
no, I think that's important when you talk about some of these majors. There's places where you go where you want to stay on property, and there's places where you go where you don't necessarily. Like, for example, Scottsdale, Arizona. Not sure you want to stay on property. There's just way too much fun stuff to do.
That property is pretty great, though. Let's not knock the property because that's
why I was like, because the Westin is fantastic.
Pretty nice.
I'm not hating on the Westin, but if you only stay at the Westin and go to the golf course, you're missing out on so much that Phoenix has to offer. Because Phoenix is literally if you've never been to Phoenix, it's literally one of my favorite cities to go to. Ches won me over the last couple times I was out there. He's like, dude, you have to come to Old Town Scottsdale. And I'm like, Old Town Scottsdale sounds kind of lame, bro. And then he's like, well, just come down. We'll stay in Old Town. And, about 30 minutes into it, I'm like, okay, this is like my favorite place. Such a fun time. Phoenix is great. Stream Song, you want to stay on property.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The closest attraction to Stream Song is a gas station about 15 miles away.
I don't think it's that close.
No.
I've tried to give the benefit of the doubt. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Stream Song, like, best golf resort in the world. Just, you want to stay on property. Like, you just want to do it. Trust me. Rams Hill is one of those places. They've got great food in the clubhouse. They've got great amenities, a fantastic golf course. With being only 80 players, we're going out early, so there'll be some opportunities if you want to go sneak in some more golf. It's just going to be a great trip. 80 players. We kept it small. The weather in Palm Springs in February, absolutely fantastic.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely.
it's going to be good. That's a big one. Certainly want to talk a little bit too tonight. Phil, if you want to talk about the Disney events real quick, January, I know we've still got some spots open for that. They are starting to fill quick though.
Yeah. The 17th and 18th, we will be on the Disney property, playing the Palm course on the Saturday, followed by the Lake Buena Vista course on Sunday.
Wednesday, Thursday, Phil. Wednesday, Thursday.
Wednesday, Thursday.
All
Sorry.
good.
Yep. 17th and 18th of January. Following that event, we're going to have the Friday 4-ball event to be announced on the location. And then on the Saturday, Sunday, on the 20th, 21st, we are going to be at the new redesigned Mystic Dunes, or the updated Mystic Dunes property for that one. And that's where our accommodations, or we have the room rate for that. So 5 days of straight golf, 3 different events, 2 different formats, because we will have the 4-ball event in between. So come on down. Like Matt said, I think both events are a little bit over halfway full already. And if it's anything like our first few events, they will be selling out probably in the next few weeks. Like I say, Myrtle Beach Holiday Classic, we got that one. It's already sold out at 120. So we're a little bit, just a couple of months away from those January events. So if you're thinking about coming down, make your plans now, that you don't want to miss them.
Yeah, absolutely. And great room rates, like we talked about. Mystic Dunes Resort, which is a Hilton Grand Vacations property. 1-bedroom suite, $85 a night, which they say it can sleep up to 4 people. I would say comfortably you would want to split that with one other person and let your one to share beds. 2-bedroom suite easily sleeps up to 4, maybe 5 if somebody wants to do on the couch. $129 a night. That's plus tax, and then there's a discounted resort fee. Absolutely great accommodations. Everybody that stayed there has given it rave reviews. And it's on property for the Mystic Dunes event, which is on the weekend. So conveniently located. You can get to Disney in 10, 15 minutes from there. I take it, Rich, you've probably stayed at Mystic Dunes, haven't you?
Yeah, multiple times.
Yeah, I mean, Mystic Dunes, it's a good spot. Really fun golf course to play. They've completely regrassed it. But you can get to Disney in 15 to the parks?
Yeah, I mean, depending on how you get there, there's multiple options.
Right. But Kissimmee is just 5 minutes up the road. There's a ton of restaurants. Really good spot. For Orlando that time of year, it's probably as immune from traffic as you can be, which is good. Being that way, you can go the back way into Disney. You don't have to go to 4, which is great because 4 is a parking lot in January. So you can get around a lot of places, get to where the Disney events pretty easily. You got downtown Disney that's probably 15 minutes away, and then Kissimmee that's 5 minutes away. It's a perfect location to take a little getaway, escape the cold. I know your Chicago members, Rich, will be one to get away from the cold this time in January for sure, and I certainly will in Central Illinois. So it's a great way to open the season. The golf course will be in fantastic shape. So other than that, we've got some handicap things to cover next, right, Fegley?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, before that, we've got a message from our friends at Global Golf, so stay tuned.
Shop Global Golf for gear and recommendations that are all about you. With You Try, You Select, and You Trade In, Global Golf's comprehensive suite of services feature the widest variety of new and pre-owned products, PGA professional-backed insight, and unbeatable value to help you play your best. So visit Global Golf today and experience personalized shopping that's all about you.
So I guess here we're playing Where in the World is Matt Fegley this week?
Today.
Today, because I'll still be here tomorrow, but then Saturday I'll be somewhere else. So I'm in the parking lot of wonderful Richmond Country Club, my glorious home course here in California. We had to take advantage of the fact that the wind was non-existent and the temperatures were pushing 70 degrees. So you get a day like that and you got to play golf.
Right. So bringing Chez's basketball knowledge into this, Richmond Country Club made famous by what basketball movie? Richmond, California.
Coach Carter.
There you go.
He is correct.
Good old Rich what?
Rich what?
That's right.
So really interesting golf course, actually. I think it'd be a fun tournament course. It would certainly be maddening, I think, for a few of our players, a couple of the golf holes there, because it's like extremely short hole, 250-yard par 3. Then a par 4, you have a wedge in 2 that you can't hold the green anyway, so you just have to let it like roll off the back. It's a really unique design, but a lot of fun. For those that don't know where Richmond is, that would be directly across the bridge from what is it, Sausalito?
Sausalito, San Rafael. Yeah, basically, it's close enough. Geographically correct.
Getting across the getting ready to cross the bay there. But anyways, this is the time where I think Rich and I just let you and Phil talk for a little bit about handicaps, what you guys have been working on. You can ask questions if you want. I might answer it, but this is your time to shine, Mr. Handicap Chairman.
Oh boy. Wow. Well, I guess the biggest thing, we've had hours of conversations, going over a lot of the things that we're seeing. We had some legacy things that we've been working through. One of those being basically a reset at the end of the year. And, we've had a lot of folks take the opportunity to sign up for whatever division they think they should be in, whatever division they qualify for. We've been going through that process and looking through players' profiles, having discussions, making sure we're getting them placed in the right divisions. So that's been a good conversation piece. The other big thing is we're looking at new players and going through some of our processes there. You, me, Phil, Tim, Joe, the player reps, we've been having long conversations about how to treat the new players, how to look at their scores as they play in our events, and what's going to quantify a reason for promotion or, staying in that division. Again, we're a members-based group. We want to make sure we're protecting our members. At the same point in time, we want to give those that do want to join us and come have all the fun that we do, a good fair shake. So we've been looking through that. I don't know, the other big things. Do we want to go down the path of our date changes and things
that's up to you. I think the big thing that I want everybody to know, because we get a lot of questions about it, and we get questions in the chat every week. People want to know, why are you asking for my gin? How does it work? And so we've got into the super technical. So I'd like to kind of take it up to the 35,000 foot level for a minute. You know what I mean? And understand, number one, that we have a handicap committee that is responsible for ensuring that our competitions are fair. That's number one. Two, that handicap committee is made up, obviously you chair it. Two chapter owners. We've got 2 players currently serving on the handicap committee. You guys meet weekly and spend, a lot of time, an inordinate amount of time going through handicaps, having conversations with players to ensure that things are fair. Number 3, when new players are coming in, everybody says they do it. Few actually take the time to do it. You guys actually take the time to do it. We're looking at handicaps and evaluating and placing people. And so if you're new, if you're looking at coming and you're like, don't believe hey, I'm a 7 handicap, so I need to sign up in Division 3, which is 8.5 or 13.4 because everybody's cheating. Go ahead and sign up in Division 2 because we're monitoring to make sure people are in where their actual handicap has them. So there's a process in place, obviously. If you want to talk a little bit about that, I think it's good to kind of go back and then we can answer questions and let people know how to contact you, how the process works, that whole thing. I think that's an important piece. I think we've been so technical for the last couple of months that sometimes we forget. We have so many new members. It's good to go back to the basics so they understand kind of how the process works and why it's important.
Yeah, I mean, to that exact point, like if a player has information, the more information a player has, the better off we're going to be on all accounts. Whether that's an index from another tour, whether you have your GIN, things along those lines. It's really important that they just be forthcoming and tell us as much information as they can about their game. Whether that's their 52-week low is one thing that we focus on. Looking at a player's just true profile to figure that out. Those are just kind of the high level things that's important as players come into the tour and look at where they want to play, where we think they should play. I guess that's kind of my summary on it.
Yeah, Phil, jump in, buddy.
Yeah, like I say, again, the handicap committee that we have, they put a lot of time in, and they're doing it for the right reasons. We're not out there to try to penalize anybody. We're just trying to make sure that our fields are as competitive as possible. Again, all the players that are on our handicap committee are all volunteers. They are volunteering their own time to make it a better tour. We're starting our 4th season right now as a national tour. I know first year Matt was doing it. I started helping him out, to take something off his plate. Second year, I started doing it. I brought, Matt Fegley came on board, whatever, and he started helping me. The amount of time that it takes to review players and stuff like that to try to make it right is an enormous undertaking. One good thing, again, when we reach out to players and we communicate with the players, most of them are very forthcoming with the information, and they're more than willing to place themselves in the appropriate division that they're supposed to be playing in. If we make a wrong choice and their demonstrated ability on our tour shows otherwise, we have no issues with relegating them back to an appropriate division. Again, my kudos goes out to the entire handicap committee and the time that they put in, just again to make our tour a much better experience for everybody.
No, definitely. I think it's important. The other thing I think that our members need to know is our handicap committee is very accessible. So you can reach out to them. You can email them. You can talk to Fegley. He will answer the phone. He will call you back. He will, he'll talk to you.
Sometimes emails.
Why we do?
To be fair, sometimes the emails do get lost. So if you haven't heard something, reach back out. So
yeah, absolutely.
It's not
easiest way to get a hold of the handicap committee is just send an email to handicaps@aptgolf.org. It goes to every single person on the committee. So we all get it, and we'll start to review things. If you have a relegation request or other information, if somebody's not turned in their handicap and that they have a handicap, like you can turn in the handicap anonymously to handicaps@aptgolf.org. We will deal with it. Just so we won't call you out. We won't be like, hey, Rich says you're a 3 and you're signed up in Division 4. What gives? We'll take care of it. We'll do our own investigation, make sure all that stuff gets into the system. But handicaps@aptgolf.org, they review relegation requests every Wednesday. And so if you have something in, if you get it in before the Wednesday meeting, it will move faster than if you do it after the Wednesday meeting, because they meet weekly on Wednesday nights. And so other than that, I guess we got some time for some questions. Rich, is there anything you want to add from the local chapter owner perspective?
I think reiterating what you said about the committee being accessible is important. Fegley and I just talked the other day about having some players who have kind of relegated themselves, who have signed up for a division lower than what they played last year for various reasons, and that there is a process for it. So if you don't know, there is a process if you want to move down a division, go through the handicap committee on that, because we're gonna get to you eventually anyway. But yeah, I think the fact that you can email the handicap committee and get a response same day is a pretty big deal.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the other change for this year that I think is important to let people know, if you have a validated index, which is what, Matt, seven scores?
Seven
Seven scores.
our number.
Okay. Goodness, this thing's getting big. I don't, it was so much easier when I wrote everything in the member manual and I knew it. Now I have to ask and see what happened, right? And but once you're validated with us, you don't have to fear ever being disqualified, ever. It will not happen. And frankly, if you're being honest with your information, you really don't have to worry about it either. Like, we understand that exceptional rounds happen. We do follow that. If you don't have a handicap, we will walk you through. It's important to reach out to your chapter owner if you don't have any handicap data, and we'll run you through a questionnaire, and we will help you to place yourself in the right division. So and that's starting to work really well. So but Phil, you got anything to add?
Not regarding that, but there is one thing I'd just like to point out. I think we had our first hole-in-one of the season at Dancing Rabbit. Is that correct?
We did. First hole-in-one for somebody who had bought into the hole-in-one club.
Well, that's what I was getting to. Yeah.
So for all of you that don't buy into the hole-in-one club and hit hole-in-one, I'm sorry.
But I was just looking at the numbers, whatever, and I think we're running about 50% of our members have taken up the challenge. Again, I mean, players that are getting in now, $30 for the entire season. If you play in 10, 15 events, I mean, it's less than $1 a shot, to try to win $500 or $2,500. So,
well, and it's really not $500 because you've got it's $500 plus a Baptiste rangefinder, which is what, $299,
something like that, yeah.
Something like that. So you're at $800, plus you get a special gift from us that's worth $50. So it's really $850. It's $500 cash though, which is cool. So yeah, Daniel Kennelly, New Jersey, Philadelphia, third hole of the first round. I get a text, and the text simply said, "Get your checkbook out because somebody's about to cash a check on you." And that's the clean version. It was in the group behind that heard about it. And so, but congrats to Dan Kennelly. Really cool to watch. It was fun. So it was fun. It was a good weekend. He did buy me a beer, so that was good. Followed up with the tradition. So I guess it's good to be at the tournament when the hole-in-one gets hit. So, but first one, you always get into the Blue Tees hole-in-one club. It's on every TIP page. If you're not sure, if you're in it, you can try to register for it. It will not let you register twice. So once you've registered and paid for the season, if you try to do it again, it will decline the transaction. So you will be able to do that. So,
and just a shout out to Chris Dens. Yeah, Chris, you registered back in August, so you're good for the year.
There you go. Or you can just email Phil. Phil knows everything.
I got the report up right now.
Did any chapters have more than 3 holes in one last year?
I don't think so, but we are sitting with the king of. I was starting to think that you were running putt-putt tournaments for a while. So, your dad hits a $2,500 hole-in-one on us, and
he did the first one, yeah.
Who hit the third one?
Denny Esford, another Division 5 player.
Oh, that's right. That was right. And he was just 500, right?
I don't remember, actually. I think that could be right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't remember, but it was fun, man. There was time where every week Rich was like, I got another hole-in-one. I'm like, are you guys playing Pop Stroke down in Scottsdale and saying you're playing Troon, or what's going on?
They were done at TPC Scottsdale, Papago, and where was Finney's? It was late in the season.
Oh, where was it at?
I forget
It's
where
somewhere
Ryan did
good.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Then again, your entire schedule's good. So me saying it was somewhere good means it was
Could have
somewhere
been
in the
anywhere.
So
I mean, Ryan's might have been at like Greyhawk or something. It was a good one for sure.
right, I remember that. So yeah, 3 hole in ones. Phoenix leading the way, taking money out of the hole in one pot. So congratulations.
We're
Super
going for
proud.
5 this year.
So Jody in the chat just said chaperones have to pay every third hole in one. New rule, just made it up.
I see it.
So, oh goodness. The fun one is Jody and I haven't hit one yet. We both come close playing with the other one. So, it's just like, do you get the full 500 or you're just like, Jody, give me 250? You know what I mean? It's all good.
Well, my dad got his at TPC Scottsdale on 16, and I got the phone call, and he was screaming into the phone, "I got a hole in one! I got a hole in one!" And then he said, "Wait, do you have to pay that?" I said, "No, you're good. You're good."
That is awesome. That is awesome. So next time I see your dad, I'm going to give him some crap for that, though. Well, I'll reintroduce myself. Hi, I'm Matt. I'm the guy that pays the hole in one. So it was great. Well, anyways, we got about a few minutes left for some questions. So we've got some stuff in the chat. If you got any questions for Mr. Handicap Chairman Fegley here, or Rich in Phoenix, we can talk about Kierland some more. Going to be a great major, May 4th and 5th and 6th. 5th is the Saturday, right?
4th and 5th, I think.
4th and 5th. So, anyway, Saturday, Sunday, Cinco de Mayo Classic at Kierland. Great golf course. It's going to be a fantastic time and a fun city to be in. So, oh boy, Jody's commenting how he hit it to 9 inches, told it was only worth 250. That's pretty funny. So, any questions in the chat tonight, guys? Is everybody going to be quiet tonight? I mean, last week we're making fun of Phil for looking like a pizza order guy.
Looks like
So
let's go. Let's go, Felix.
yeah, Freddie. I'll respond to Freddie. Freddie, if you want to move from Division 3 to Division 2, but your handicap doesn't justify it, yeah, you can always move. You can always move to the higher division and play against better competition. That's not an issue. You just send an email to your local chapter owner, myself, or the handicap committee, and we'll take care of it.
Yeah, and the other thing too to note is how the point system works now with the difficulty multiplier. If you're chasing points, it's worth more points to play in a better division. So for those of you that think you're going to get promoted soon, sometimes it is the better move to promote yourself, and you'll be more competitive in your Player of the Year race. That's pretty funny too. Jody's on fire in the chat right now. Stephen Hawk wants to know how the waiting list is for True Blue. It is significant. So it's in the 20s. I will say that. So if you're planning on getting on the waiting list and having any chance to get in, it's a Michael Jordan right now. It's 23. So
and Steven's on the list already.
Gotcha. David Chashinsky is looking forward to Annbriar again this year. Had some exciting news on that. We'll be talking about the Annbriar events in June here in a couple weeks, probably next week on the live. St. Louis is getting ready to do their schedule reveal next Wednesday night. We're going to do it live on Golf with Jay Delsing, Fegley. So he's coming in and doing a live remote. His show's now syndicated in 17, 18 markets. So a lot of you guys will be able to listen to it live it's not live, it's recorded. It'll air on Sunday morning, but across the country. So I know LA is a market. I think Phoenix is a market. So we'll be talking all things Amateur Players Tour. And we got a little surprise for you, Mr. Shashinsky, for the Annbriar Major. There's going to be a Monday after the major event in St. Louis. That's going to be a good one. So definitely want to it'll be worth making the trip over from Kansas City. I will say that. So, any other questions? Just somebody ask a question before Jody makes another comment. So, a couple of travel things while we got a minute. Rich, are you going to Vegas this January? Are you going to go to Hender's event?
Yes, I'm signed up.
Nice. So I told my dad to book the Alara. I'm not skimping this time around.
Good.
So,
Yeah, we're already booked there. That's where we're staying.
nice. That'll be a good event. Was Rio Seco and Bears Best, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Yeah, that'll be a good spot.
That's January 13, 14.
13, 14. So doing the trip, I'm curious to see if there's anybody in the chat doing the trip that Phil and I are doing, which is fly to Vegas, play in Hender's event, and then turn around and fly to Florida. It's a little mini tour of tournaments, so it'll be fun. Couple questions. Hawaii is not going to be a chapter in 2024. Sorry, Felix. We're working on it. Stay tuned.
And then
Maybe
we got a
we're-
question about Bedford. So
There is a Friday event at Bedford. It will be part of the Friday 4-ball series. So it'll be 4-ball event on Friday at Bedford, starting at noon, I think. So it'll be fun. It'll be a good time. Bedford's so good, and it's filling up pretty quick. So invitations went out tonight for the second tier of the priority exemptions. Registration will open up to all members next Thursday. So make sure you jump on that one quick. It will sell out very fast. So while we're waiting on questions, Rich, you have any final thoughts?
No, I'm excited to see all of our players across the country when they come out to visit us in Phoenix. Typically January, February, March, April, we'll get people from all over. It's fun. But for those people that want to do that, sign up early because we're selling out events left and right.
Yeah, absolutely. Plan your trip now. You want to get into Phoenix. It's hot. It's hot. It's hot down there for sure. So,
we are keeping the window. Members can sign up until about 3 weeks prior, and then we open it to guests. So we are trying to, but our members are filling things up. So
cool. Mel
Hey,
has a
Rich. Yeah, go ahead and do that, and then just I got a question for Rich at some point.
Okay, cool. Mel's asking about the Senior North American Championship. We've got meetings scheduled next week to finalize some things. Don't know if we're ready to make an announcement on 2 or 3 day event. We're looking at some different options. We're talking to a gazillion golf courses. So we will have that information out as soon as possible. It will be, we'll just leave it at that. I'm not, until it's even locked in, we'll just keep it at that. There will be a Senior North American Championship. So sorry, I don't have more data. I just don't want to say something, then we have to change something. And we're still in that phase where it could happen. So, we're working hard on scheduling for Myrtle Beach, which we're going to switch up. Ton of new golf courses next year for the North American Championship. So if you like Myrtle Beach, it's gonna have different look and feel in 2024. So it'll be a good time. And this question's for you, Rich. Felix wants to know if there's still spots available for Longbow.
We are full right now with a waiting list. The waiting list is on the smaller end for us, though. So we are working on trying to get a couple more tee times, but we've got daylight issues at that time of year. So.
And then my question, Rich, you're doing your Wednesday series again this year?
Yeah, the Camelback Cup hump. We play on Hump Day, one Wednesday a month for 5 months. We added an event this year, so we've got a 5th now.
Okay, so are you doing December, January, February, or January, February?
Starting in February. So last one will be June 5th. June 5th at a brand new renovated course at the Biltmore. But yeah, we're starting February 21st is going to be at Stone Creek. We are close to finalizing the contract for the second event, and then events 3, 4, and 5. We are at Lookout Mountain, April 24th, I believe. Talking Stick, May 22nd, and then Biltmore Estates course on June 5th.
Cool.
Nice. Interesting.
Cool.
It'll be fun. Cool. Last chance to get your questions in. Phil will go while we're waiting on last questions. Phil, your final thoughts of the night.
Just the thoughts again. The weather down here has been phenomenal as of late here. A lot of guys are still playing golf around these areas. My members that are in the Charlotte area, again, we got the event coming up on the 20th. I know Triad's got their event on Sunday. Upstate got an event on Saturday. Please look around at the close chapters by. There's a lot of events coming up. If you still want to get a lot of golf in before the end of the year, there are events. I just signed up for just now for the event at Myrtle Beach on the Saturday after Thanksgiving. So again, plenty of events to play around here. And we encourage everybody to get out there and travel to some warmer areas if it's possible for yourself. Again, meet some new people and play a lot of golf.
So definitely. Other thing we need to mention, Chris brings up a great point. I have no idea what Jody's putting in the chat. We'll get back to that. But that'll be a good way to finish out, I have a feeling. There's going to be Monday after the major event, December 4th in Myrtle Beach. So those of you guys who signed up for True Blue Caledonia, Arrowhead Country Club, hosted by the Myrtle Beach chapter. Arrowhead, from living in Myrtle Beach for a while, Arrowhead is one of my, courses that you don't necessarily see on national advertising, but is every bit as good as any of them. Arrowhead Country Club is a great spot, one of my favorite golf courses to play in Myrtle Beach. Family-owned golf course, really good. 60-player field, so that will sell out fast. Once it's gone, it's gone, but you can come down, you can get an elevated national major event, and then get a local event, the next day on that Monday. That event right now is on the Myrtle Beach schedule. Chris, we will add it to the national major schedule so that you guys can see it easily. We'll put all the events that are around. We'll get those up for tomorrow. And other than that, I'm not sure. Jody's probably talking about the hat. This is a U.S. Open hat. So also known as a sample hat from our new hat vendor. So that we're working on ordering a bunch to get some really good product in your guys' hands in the spring. So be looking for some really cool stuff. That's what I'm saying. But Gary, thank you for the kind words. So Gary, is he your member, Phil?
No, Gary's Phoenix.
Gary is Phoenix. Nice.
Gary's my guy.
Awesome. Well, I'll let saying kind words about Rich. I think that's a good thing. So it's been fun.
Fair enough.
I think Jody has a writer with him tonight.
Yeah. He's got to have. I'm like, is Tabitha in the car with you? Like, is she writing your stuff for you tonight, or are you just on a roll yourself? But I'm going to start branding you as like the secret handicap shopper. Like you're on the road to show up and investigate.
Who knows?
Yeah. So I'm going to make a T-shirt with like. I think we're going to make an APT T-shirt that says "Where's Fegley?" and it's going to have you with the balding mullet, like the APT polo. I feel like I could caricature that, and I feel like that could sell. Like if we did pre-orders right now, I'm sure there's 10 guys that would want it, guaranteed.
Oh yeah.
Somebody did a sketch of but you don't have the mullet anymore. It's kind of sad.
No, we're just balding.
Balding.
Oh, so funny. So Jody, you're gonna have to join this once we get off the live because it's gonna be pretty funny. So I've been on a roll all day. That is, we've been having some good conversations today in the APT tent. So we've been having some fun. It's good off season. We're working hard. But anyways, next week we'll be introducing a chapter. Had some technical difficulties, so y'all are gonna have to wait a week. So I apologize. But if you really want to know where it is, we have made it live on Blue Golf, so you can figure out what chapter we haven't had before, and you can sign up there. That would be the secret. But we'll have the director on next week, the chapter owner. We're really excited. He's already got the schedule done, by the way, Phil. Did you know that?
Awesome.
And it's pretty legit.
Nice.
Just saying.
Nice.
It's going to fill in a great area for us. David had hiding little bobblehead Fegleys on the golf course. I'm like, I feel like it's like a little sick and twisted. I'm Fegley.
Surprise.
Finding Fegley. There we go.
Anyways,
There we go.
but we're going to talk about Ambrier next week on the live. We'll have a new chapter owner and a different chapter we're excited about. We'll have them on as a special guest, and maybe some other surprises. You never know. So haven't got that far yet. But anyways, stay tuned. It's always good being with you guys every week. Make sure if you have any questions, like I said, about handicaps at aptgolf.org. And we're here every week. If you guys want to talk about anything APT, we are here to answer your questions, and look forward to making this best tour we possibly can. So you guys have a great week. Play well this weekend, and we'll see you next Thursday.
Good night, everybody.
You can play in any chapter that you want. So you get to meet people from anywhere